Right then, let's have the headlines. The Public Utility and Regulatory Commission, PURC, has allayed fears that utility tariffs might go up through although utility producers are making strong cases for an increased tariff. Now, at a public forum in Kumasi, utility producers pointed out inflation and foreign exchange challenges make it difficult to acquire equipment needed to deliver satisfactory service to customers. Now, the chairman of the technical committee of PURC, Ishmael Ajekumhene, spoke during one of the many consultations in Kumasi. Here's what Prince Apea picked up while he was there.
The meeting in Kumasi saw the various utility providers meet with utility consumers, key stakeholders across Ashanti region and regulators. The forum was part of a consultation for the 2019 tariff review for electricity and water. A major challenge across all the utility producers is consumer indebtedness in bills. All the utility providers made a case for the tariff to be increased. Cynthia Afole Aka is Chief Commercial Manager for Ghana Water Company.
Yeah, the cost of our operations, as I mentioned, the operation and maintenance, the depreciation, I showed it. The cost of capital, I showed all those things. So from the last tariff review till now, interest rates have changed, capital is more expensive, and we needed a lot more to really upscale our operations.
Some of the utility providers are calling for as much as 100% increments, but officials of the Public Utility and Regulatory Commission, PURC, would have to assess the factors involved first. Ishmael Ajekumhene is the chairman of the technical committee at PURC.
Even in 2018, where tariffs were reduced for the first time, they were asking for increases. But when we look at the numbers and we also looked at some of the things that needed to go into the determination of the tariffs, we thought that something could be done about the tariffs. Listen, there are certain categories of consumers, like the hotels people, the hoteliers told us, they were going to fold up because, you see, the non-residential tariffs, which is where they fall in, is so high. So even industry, they're saying that most of these industries are even moving away from the grid, and they are using their own generators that they bought during the Doomsday era, because the moment you go beyond 600 megawatts, it's so high. So for economic development and for so many other reasons, that's how come the tariffs came down. I mean, 1 year or 9 months down the line, we're going to look at the numbers again, but they always present their figures suggesting that tariffs will have to go up by a certain quantum.
Mr. Ajekumhene, however, allays fears the tariffs will automatically go up.
How we use 4.43 to determine the March 2018 tariff. So if not for anything, when you are correcting for the currency depreciation, something could go up. But if, for example, the power that is coming from hydro should go up more than the thermal, then tariffs might not necessarily have to go up, even though the currency has depreciated. So we take so many other things into consideration. But
the consumer consultation for the 2019 tariff review for electricity and water will continue across the rest of the country. Prince Apia reporting.
Now, former President Jerry John Rawlings is calling on Ghanaians to uphold integrity in their dealings in a bid to promote development in the country. Now, he made these comments at the 16th annual Thanksgiving anniversary ceremony of the First Sky Group here in Accra. Kenneth Awoche-Darko has more in this report.
The event was to celebrate the milestone reached by the First Sky Group and its subsidiaries within the past year. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Rawlings advised all to emulate the examples of the incorruptibility exhibited by the group's executive chairman, as he believes it is a sure way towards creating a better Ghana.
Did you say you were investigated for nearly 5 years?
5-year business, yeah.
Your 5-year business. I felt truly sad. And I was beginning to wonder whose period. This man is truly under the protection and the guidance of God. And I'm grateful, very proud to be with you, to be with him today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's stop here so that the press... No. How many chief executives in this country, around the world, can stand, like he said, in front of the nation and to say what he said? I've done it in a very clean way. If we could go about our lives, social, economic, political, judicial, etc., keeping it a little cleaner than we're doing, than we've done so far, Ghana would truly be one of the finest places on earth. And I'm looking forward to that day, while I'm alive, before we go to heaven, sir.
Appreciating God for its success, Executive Chairman for the First Sky Group, Eric Sedi Kutoche, mentioned that he has never been cited in any form of corruption that may taint his credibility in the country's business landscape.
I say this with the reverence to our Almighty God, that the First Sky Group, since its inception in 16 years, have never been involved in any scandalous, corrupt practices that seek to shortchange this nation.
The First Sky Group also donated 1 million cedis to the National Road Safety Commission to help reduce carnage on our roads. Kenneth Awotredako's report for JoyNews.
Now, youth of the Abudu family have pledged to work with their counterparts in the Andani family to bring lasting peace. The final funeral rites of the late Yana Yakubu Andani
answering questions at a press conference held by the Abudu youth in Yendi, Secretary of the Abudu youth, Mourning Shaban, said the area can only develop if they coexist peacefully.
As a youth, we want to be involved in the process just to maintain peace and stability so that everyone moves on. Peace and stability is what will make Northern Ghana develop. That is why, as youth, we are actively engaged in bringing peace to this area. We are, however, telling the government not to let the interests of some individuals override the overriding interests of Dagbam and Ghana at large.
Mr. Shaban pledged their cooperation with their cousins, the Andanis, adding that the Dagbon kingdom does not belong to only one side.
We will forever cooperate with our Andani cousins because Dagbon doesn't belong to one royal family alone. We shall have them as partners and brothers in developing Dagbon. We have that is the more reason why we have been that compromising all along for over 45 years now.
He thanked the Committee of Eminent Chiefs, the Northern Regional Security Council, and the government for their commitment to Dagbon peace and reconciliation.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, we will want to thank the Committee of Eminent Chiefs, the RESEC, and the government for their commitment to Dagbon peace and reconciliation. We are, however, extraordinarily expectant that the Committee of Eminent Chiefs, the RESEC, and the government will be fair and just to the two feuding factions to avoid future factional discord, hostilities, and loss of lives and properties. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we the Abudu youth wish to state in clear, unequivocal terms that we will cooperate with the Committee of Eminent Chiefs and the RESEC so long as the Supreme Court's order is not violated in the next phase of mediation between the two families.
Mr. Shaban also raised some concerns about Thursday's incident and called for thorough investigations to resolve the matter.
Now, the Afienya District Police Command has confirmed the death of the Public Relations and Marketing Manager of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Josephine Asante, who was allegedly stabbed to death at her residence in Tema on Saturday night. Now, according to colleagues who will not want to be named, the keys to her room were seen on the compound on Sunday morning. She was found dead in a pool of blood later when the room door was opened. The person behind the attack and the time of the incident are not yet known. According to sources, occupants of the house did not notice her arrival after the party. Now, our sources say the assailants did not steal anything. The deceased's laptops, phones, jewelry and valuable items were left intact. Madam Josephine Asante's husband is said to be out of the country. The police visited the scene to pick up evidence and have conveyed the body to the police hospital morgue for autopsy. Superintendent Charles Esiama J is the district commander of the Afienya Police.
We received a report at the police station concerning the suspected murder of Ms. Josephine Asante. So police proceeded to the scene, and at the scene we find out that the woman is lying on a supine position with cut at the forehead and then at the chin and then at the back of the head. And then there was also marks of assault on the face. So after the inspection and then the necessary relevant activities that crime scene experts need to be done were all done, and the police conveyed the body to the police hospital for preservation and autopsy. A 12-year son was around, so we are here to speak to him. As for the houseboy, we've spoken to him. So the place has been cordoned off, and we are placing police armed guard at the scene to prevent any entry to the place, and we started investigation into the issue.
Now, the New Patriotic Party has pledged its support to the family of the late Dr. Kojo Opari Hammond as they prepare to observe 1 week of his passing. The managing director of the Precious Minerals Marketing Company and former Adenta MP passed away on Friday after a short illness. Kenneth Awachidakun visited his home in Adenta and filed this report.
It was a very solemn atmosphere at the Adenta residence as family, friends and sympathizers arrived to commiserate with the Hammonds. Many tried to hold their grief, but others could not help but wail. President Akufo-Addo, who visited the family to commiserate with them, said he was saddened by the news.
I was so disturbed when I received the news this morning. So I came to console the family. Take heart.
Well, the MPP said they are obliged to support the family, give the party stalwart a befitting burial. A member of the communications team, Joyce Opari, spoke behalf of the party.
It is in God's will that this has happened. The President is ready to support the family in any form to ensure the success of the funeral rites.
Meanwhile, brother of the deceased, Reverend Patrick Opari Obopisa, who spoke on behalf of the family, revealed circumstances surrounding the death of his brother.
I was here on Thursday when I received a call that he's returned from his trip. However, he was indisposed and needed to attend to the hospital. So he called on his doctor, and the doctor bade him to come. He went in there, he was put on a little bit of a drip and just relaxed him because of the long haulage, that's the journey. So afterwards, he was discharged home. But in the middle of the night, around about 2 a.m., he experienced the same thing, but this time it looks as if the breath was not too good. So we rushed him to the university hospital, and they did very well by attending to him, and I gave him some first aid and stabilized his condition. However, they realized that he needed a better facility to attend to him, so they asked a referral to Kolebu Teaching Hospital and to the cardio for that matter. On reaching cardio, I realized that he had some heart-related something. And I must put on record that he's not a sickler, he's never had a heart disease or related disease before. But it just happened that that's what we're seeing. And so they opted to work on him by doing some procedure. Unfortunately, whilst the processes and everything was going on, things were slacking back. But the doctors worked very hard to stabilize his condition. And so we left knowing very well that everything's going to be better. Unfortunately, about 9 p.m. on the Friday night, the breath, he was struggling and battling to actually have a better respiration, and unfortunately passed away. We have concluded that on the Friday, trying to speak to his pastor, because he himself is a minister of God, the pastor would confirm that we need to have our 1 week celebration in the church. Looking at the size of friends and people who want to come, it would be ideal to have an open space, kind of 1 week. That's coming on this Friday.
The late Dr. Opari Hammond left behind 5 children. Kenneth Awachus reports for JoyNews.
And that's where we end the headlines for this morning, but that means we're poised to delve into the newspaper headlines. Mamabi joins me in just a few moments for that. Stay where you are.